Hello dear traders, you're watching the latest economic calendar on Insta TV with me, Anna Kasatkina. Early next week, all eyes will be turned to the following macroeconomic events. On Tuesday, the trade balance data for November will be unveiled in China. Analysts forecast a climb to $63.30 billion. In October, the Chinese trade surplus totaled $61.64 billion. Exports declined by 7%, whereas imports decreased by 19%. On a yearly basis, the trade balance reduced by 12.2%. Moreover, compared to the previous year, China's foreign trade turnover dropped by 8.5% during the first 10 months. Exports slid by 2.5% and imports by 15.7%. Besides, on Tuesday, the revised GDP data for the third quarter will be published in the Eurozone. Experts suppose that the revised data will meet the preliminary estimates. According to the preliminary data, the Eurozone economic growth was 0.3% on a quarterly basis and 1.6% year-over-year. In the second quarter of the year, GDP rose by 0.4% compared to a 0.3% increase, according to the first estimates. On a yearly basis, the indicator climbed by 1.5% in the second quarter. Economic growth was logged in all Eurozone countries, except for France, where it remained unchanged. The most significant rise was registered in Latvia 1.2%, Malta 1.1%, the Czech Republic, Spain and Sweden 1%, Greece and Poland 0.9%, Slovakia 0.8%. Estonia, Croatia, Lithuania, Slovenia and the United Kingdom gained 0.7%, Germany 0.4%, the Netherlands, Austria and Romania 0.1%. On Wednesday, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand will announce its decision on the key interest rate for December. Most analysts suppose that the benchmark interest rate will be remained unchanged at the level of 2.75%. During the previous meeting, the regulator also kept the interest rates at the level of 2.75%, which has been unchanged since September. Earlier, the key interest rate was 3.5% per annum. The central bank's report reads that the growth of the global economy is below forecasts and global inflation is still at the low level despite strong stimulating program. Besides, a possibility of the economic slowdown in China and in the East Asia in general causes some concerns. A sharp decline in the dairy prices, which occurred at the beginning of the previous year, is still weighing on the New Zealand farmers. Nevertheless, an increase in the services and construction sector is rather big. The current uptrend in dairy prices has a positive impact on the economic sentiment throughout the country. Besides, the following macroeconomic events will be published early next week. On Monday, Germany will report on the industrial production and Switzerland will release the employment data. On Tuesday, Japan will publish the GDP data, the UK will disclose the industrial production figures, and the household consumption data will see the light of day in the Eurozone. On Wednesday, China will report on the consumer price index. Besides, Germany will publish the trade balance data and the RBNZ press conference will take place this day. And this concludes the calendar of the latest financial events prepared for you by Insta TV team. See you next week. Bye.